Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and welcome back to Let's Play Jurassic World Evolution Return to Jurassic Park. This is episode 31, and last time we didn't really do too much. We just finished up on Isla Sorna, setting up a supply of dinosaurs that we can now just directly transport to Jurassic Park instead of having to hatch them here. I assume it pretty much works the same though otherwise. Let's see. Well, we should probably construct a expedition and fossil module here so we can get more fossils once they're available for the new species. Also, do we have any research available? Probably not. Just medical treatments. You know, we should probably start doing these just because they will pop up. Might as well do them now. We've got the cash. Alright. So our mission now is to start setting up enclosures for more dinosaurs. So I guess we don't even really need to do that because we already have some enclosures. So like, this area out here, it's not really enclosed, but in a way it is because Jurassic Park itself is enclosed. Kind of a reverse fence here. But yeah, I was going to say that we do actually have a Dilophosaur enclosure at least already. So we go to the arrival helipad. Yeah, so I think this works just the same as a regular incubator. Probably takes just as long. Yeah, it has the same upgrades and everything. Alright, well, let's throw in incubation speed on there. Success rate. How much power do we have? I don't remember anything about the Isla Nublar part of the park because we haven't been here in so long. There's the geothermal station. Alright, we got a lot of extra power, so we don't have to worry about that. And we can even bump it up like this. So now we have 63 extra power. Alright, what do we actually want to do? Well, it looks like we do have some more species available now. So, one thing I found out since the last episode is that modders have finally unlocked the ability to just flat out add new species to the game without having to replace an existing one, which was the only option beforehand. But right now there are only 2 available species. So I added those in. I don't know if they're going to show up in this DLC because I think the dinosaur list is more restricted, but we might see them. We also might see the custom Trespasser raptor skin. But yeah, it's neat to see that they can finally add stuff. I just wonder how long before we start seeing whole creature packs added. Because people have even already made stuff like a Paracitherium, you know, the big horse-looking thing that is a prehistoric mammal. So I bet we'll expand out beyond just dinosaurs. Anyway, I just want to mention that, in case we see it in this list. So, we should start filling out our other DNA, because I'm sure they're going to ask us for it at some point. Weird. I didn't realize it was right-click to drag this map around. Ceratosaurus, Spinosaurus. You can see it actually has a little icon to show that it eats fish now, and not just meat like it did before. You know, Spinosaur would be cool. Dilophosaur, Mamenchisaur. Yeah, so there's not too many options yet. We are going to want some Gallimimus, though, because, you know, it's a very classic Jurassic Park dinosaur. Okay, so is this ready yet? No. Start a Parasaurolophus as well. Do we have any of those right now? What do we have on the island? Triceratops. Gallimimus. Lots of Gallimimus. Yeah, there are some Parasaurolophus out there. So we can just drop them into the herd, I think, for now. It doesn't say we have to enclose them yet. How are these guys doing? I also tweaked my reshade settings, because there was one setting that was adding a lot of contrast, so I'm sure the last few videos came out pretty dark. I also bumped up the in-game brightness a little bit, so it should look a little more clear now. I mean, you know, it's still nighttime, it's still dark, but not as dark. Though oddly, the brightest times of day are like mid-afternoon and the middle of the night. You know, it's the periods between those where it gets kind of dark. Oh yeah, I want to check the pack size for these fellas. 1 to 12. Okay, so they should be fine. So I'm guessing, yeah, we can just drop them in now, so we don't have to worry about having a hatchery attached to the enclosure. I've already lost track of where they were. Right here. Okay.
Asset requiring collection.
So how's this going to work? Is it just going to drop them in as though we were transporting it? I guess it's the same as the missions where they just say, hey, we have a dinosaur for you, take it. There he is. Does not look tranquilized, really. Doesn't really look asleep. Take a photo, even though I think we've had enough Dilophosaur thumbnails. Alright, and with him coming in, that means we can also get a Triceratops going. Keep our missions moving along. Expeditions are just about done. Ooh, we got some Spinosaur genome in amber, so that's going to be a big chunk. That should be probably enough to be able to make a Spinosaur, especially with these two. So we'll start those going. Get one Gallimimus team. And Maiasaur, I guess. Maiasaur was DLC, right? I don't remember which DLC, because there's quite a few. Oh, I didn't notice. You can add lights now. I just looked at that right there, and I was like, I wonder if you can place those. It's weird to have actual decorations that the park was missing before. Including bathrooms that don't actually function because they never added a bathroom feature. Or did they? Didn't they add a bathroom at some point? When you gotta go, you gotta go. I should delete that feeder just so the warning goes away. Kind of a shame, though, that our raptors are stuffed into this tiny little cage. Alright, Triceratops. Believe your herd is over here.
Picking up asset.
As is the Parasaur. I don't know exactly where it is, but they're around here somewhere, right? Actually, they were near the Gallimimus. Okay, they're there. Man, they're really stuffed around that one feeder. Maybe we should drop another feeder in there.
Jurassic Park will need a tour, of course.
No, not this.
Trust me, those cars are no match for a T-Rex.
We will make sure it's done right. You can't always live in the past.
This whole island is one big monument to the past. When I studied to be a paleontologist, the chance of me ever seeing a living dinosaur was nil. The chance that I'd have to run for my life from one, even less than that. And now we are putting the public within biting range of them.
You're right, Alan. Hammond's gonna do this whether we approve or not. So we have to make sure every measure is being taken. We need the dinosaurs safe, and the people even safer.
Mr. Cabot, I assume you'll want to test the tour personally.
That's not really part of my job description. We should make sure that the tour ride allows guests to see all the dinosaurs. They should experience the wonder of this place.
And not the terror that we have.
That goes without saying.
I'm saying it anyway.
Alright, so this was added with the DLC. Something that Operation Genesis had that this game did not. Add that to the list. The park tour allows guests to experience all the dinosaurs at Jurassic Park up close. Research binoculars to extend the view range of tour vehicles. It's good to see those again. Too much damaged vehicles from dangerous dinosaurs will cause the park tour to enter an emergency shutdown and require a ranger team to reopen it once the danger has passed. So, they can get damaged, but they can't get destroyed, so we won't get anyone getting torn out of the cars, sadly. Because Jurassic Park has to be a kid-friendly franchise now, even though it was considered that when it released. I think most people who were kids in the 90s saw Jurassic Park as kids. And it was considered fine. But now that's too violent for children. Well, might as well research those as well. You'd think we'd also be able to research night vision goggles for the tours. To, like, improve their enjoyment at night. Alright, so I'm guessing this track that's already there, left over from the original park, is part of the tour, though it doesn't seem to be connected to anything. So I wonder if I have to build a station for that first. Let's see, would it be in enclosures? Park tour. It says within their enclosures, so I guess we want to actually run the track through and not past like it was in the original. I mean, this is pretty accurate, right? This is the Dilophosaur pen, and it's the first stop on the tour. But I guess we can actually just delete this fence. That seems like a smarter way to do this. Because there's another fence here, so it's not like we have to worry about it being dangerous. Do that. Maybe delete some of the trees. So that someone will actually get to see the Dilophosaurs this time. And, you know, we could probably slap down a feeder over here. I wonder, can they eat goat feeders? I can't remember if all dinosaurs can use those or not. Maybe slap one of those, like, right here. I realize we already have a feeder there, so I should probably move it over. I mean, they're coming over to check it out. Man, they're so small, though. Like, this is a really big friggin' enclosure for Dilophosaurs. I could probably put, like, a dozen more in here. Oh, they don't even have a classic skin. I guess because they were already based off of the original Jurassic Park skin, since they haven't showed up in anything else. Alright, so how does this work? Do we put it... Okay, so it does have to be attached to a fence. So does that mean that there has to be one of these for each enclosure? I mean, I guess if we... Let's say if I delete this fence, then it would be two separate enclosures, but no. I think I remember reading when they first added this that you can have it go between multiple enclosures. Yeah, so I can put it on here. Wait. Triceratops. Triceratops. I should probably move those Triceratops, huh? Put them with their herd. So here's the thing, though. If I add tasks to these rangers, are they going to flare? Like, do I have to manually flare and then send them in? And is that going to take up one of their slots? It is. Okay, so I just have to do that every time. That's shitty. Can I at least... I'm going to have to upgrade scheduling. And accuracy, reload speed. Also scheduling. At least they have more upgrade slots instead of just 3. Disease contracted. Common cold. Picture a Gallimimus sneezing all over the place. So yeah, we fire that over there.
Adding task. Request acknowledged. Understood.
There we go. That should work out. We have him trank all of them, and then medicate the Gallimimus. And I should hope that he's not going to get rammed by them. He might. Or not. Just pull up right next to it, you know? Shoot directly into its flesh with the gun barrel. This is how you tranquilize a dinosaur. I wish I could do a little more sensitive tap here. I want to get a little closer on this. This might actually be a good one. Also, I just noticed, why does the tranquilizer gun apparently have a... Well, I'm not sure if that's what it's supposed to be, but from here it looks like it has an underbarrel grenade launcher. Nope, that is exactly what it is. Maybe that's the flare launcher? But yeah, I guess the Triceratops missed. It looked like it was coming in for a ram. Alright. I know we're getting distracted from what our actual mission is here, but might as well do this.
Asset collection request received.
We can probably also
Heading to collect the asset.
put some more dinosaurs here in with them, because
asset.
right now they just have a big empty enclosure, basically. I don't really want to mess up the fields, though. I just wish there was a lot more dinosaurs out here.
Asset has been collected.
I kind of wish that in general is that we just have more dinosaurs if we're going to have these giant enclosures.
Asset
Actually-
being transported.
Push these population limits to the limit.
En route to collect the asset.
Like, if we're not going to have anything in here with the Dilophosaurs, we might as well just have a lot of them. I mean, I could put some Stegosaurs in, I guess, with the Triceratops. Yeah, we can't actually see what their population requirements are.
Commencing asset transit.
I can't even increase this yet. Hatchery. Hatchery capacity is mission 5. That's the one we're on right now. Alright. Now that we got distracted from what we were actually doing... Oh, shit, I gotta send the ranger. Don't return to base yet.
Acknowledged.
You gotta medicate these boys. And I'm just assuming that common cold is something we researched already.
Confirming asset delivery.
So I guess we just delete the original track, because we can't connect it.
Delivery has been completed.
And I suppose we can't actually use the original track? Like, we can't just put another one there, because I'm not sure how it would connect otherwise. Alright. So, we're going to want to connect this to... Not sure which side is the exit. I think it's this side. Yeah, okay, so now we're... Well, problem is if I put it there... Alright, so we can actually send it through a gate. I guess we can kind of loop it all the way around. It's just going to be a very long track. But yeah, my problem is I don't have a lot of room here to run the track, so I think... Also, what is this? This is a tour gate. So we could run it from the start, but it has to be connected to a fence is the problem.
I realize that we are attempting to simulate the dinosaurs' environment, but I would advise strongly against letting them fight. I have first-hand knowledge of what can happen to anyone who gets in their way.
Oh, okay. Maybe this is why I didn't put them all in here, because now there's too many.
Confirmed. Setting additional task.
Maybe they'll get there before one of them dies. Nope, nope. Dead dinosaur. Well, that seems to have brought their social limit down, so that's good.
Asset to be collected.
Yeah, so their social limit's fairly low, but their population limit is very high, so
Asset collection request received.
we can put other stuff in with them. And we know the Myosaur is going to want a herd. They're social animals. Fossils are good. So the reason I destroyed
Asset
that
transportation complete.
tour is because I want to move it lower so that I can actually kind of swoop it through here before sending it through the original JP gate. So we'll put it like here. Just enough space that it can... What is blocking it right there? Oh, there's the goat? Yeah, the goat was actually blocking it. I need enough space so that I can actually reconnect it back so that, you know, we can run it along there and then have it come through here. Since for some reason they don't let you really curve it much. If I do like this, I think I can, yeah. Swoop it through, and then through there. Why is it white, though? Concrete tour track. What is it made of now if it's not concrete? Whatever it is, it's really ugly. Let's try deleting this. Let's see if the other one looks better. So is that concrete? No, it kind of looks the same either way. Almost looks like an unfinished texture. Oh, okay. Some of these are actually placed trees and not trees I can go around. Really? Really finicky about how close it'll let me get to these trees. Okay, we don't want to get too close because we don't want to spook them. Actually. So we don't need an enclosure here because the raptors are contained. A mistake that I made in the first episode of this DLC. We can just delete all that. I hope this tour does not have a track limit. Because I think even Operation Genesis did have a track limit. I guess I could take a shortcut. No, never mind. It's not any shorter than if I just do this. And then switch it back to just a regular gate. I don't know why that was obstructed for like a second. I think it was the goat again. The goat is always to blame. Okay, now that it's done, it gets rid of that ugly blue. So I probably shouldn't have made it concrete, but whatever. And I have to actually connect the park tour, because it doesn't have a path right now. I need the fancy path, because we are in the main park. Alright, it's a little awkward, but I can't detach it from the fence, so it's always going to have that weird dip if I want it to see anything. Alright, get a good look at these, because they are actually pretty nice looking. Nice to see a high-res version of these JP Explorers. And unlike the original, they actually have guides in the truck. In fact, this just seems to be all Jurassic Park employees. Still, I like their outfits, you know, they got the classic construction worker kind of look, and then they've got the JP employees. What are these, just like guides? I mean, similar outfit to like what Harding has. Or, well, I was going to say Muldoon, but he has the super short shorts, which I don't think they have. They're all actually wearing pants. Well, no, he's got them. If we can get a good view on this thing. Yeah, I think something like that. Something where you can see the other explorers in the background. Looks good. I'm glad we finally got to something new. So that's going to take a while for them to hit these other two checkpoints, because gotta go all the way around. Can we actually get in one of these? What? Ride park tour. Okay, there we go.
Warning. Jurassic Park tour vehicle under attack.
Does that count as an attack? He just casually strolled by. That would be a problem, though, because it has knocked it off of the track. Okay. I guess they can power themselves for long enough to get back on the track. Nothing to worry about, folks. Oh. Kind of weird that from the inside it looks like it has no windows. I'm sure we could be doing something else productive while this is going on, but, you know, I want to ride the tour. We got to wait for it anyway. Might as well check it out. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Well, I kind of missed it. The gate's back there, but, you know. Okay, that's pretty cool that they actually have the little tour playing. I wonder if that's because we just passed the goats. Oh, we can actually switch vehicles. That's nice. Is all of them getting knocked off the track by Dilophosaurs? Or is it just because the track is at an awkward angle? Alright, I think this is the furthest forward vehicle. It's almost a little weird that they have driver seats.
By providing specialized medical care and restocking feeders for a nutritionally balanced diet.
Can I can turn on photo mode from inside, but oh no. Okay. I can't move, otherwise it will clip outside and then I can't clip back in. We're going to see just how little actual dinosaurs these people get to see. Oh, look, there's some brachiosaurs over there. You can kind of see them. If you pull out your binoculars, you can get a good look at them. I don't think we can do that as one of the passengers. You can kind of see Jurassic Park down there. I feel like I probably should have got closer to the cliff for them to actually get a good view, but I just realized that they all say 5. Alright, I guess the fact that there are so many of them going on at once makes up for the fact that it's a really long track. I think this is the farthest one forward. Yeah, I really don't see much on this tour.
This vehicle is powered by an electric motor and can travel at speeds of up to 20 miles per hour.
Now, it's an electric motor, but I wonder, does it have its own battery? Like, you would assume that there's a battery being charged by the magnetic rail below, and not that it is completely powerless without the rail in case of emergencies. I guess that's kind of an alright view there. Oh, we can also switch camera to different passengers. But yeah, it's really weird that the tinted windows, at least what look like tinted windows from the outside, are not at all from the inside.
Night vision goggles are available in the glove compartment.
I mean, getting the odd little nostalgia hit just from taking this tour. But this even more makes me feel like I gotta populate these dinosaurs a lot more. We might have to break the big outdoor area into smaller sections so that I can put more dinosaurs in. At least around the raptor pen, because I feel like the raptor pen by itself, it's pointless. No one can even see the raptors. I'm not really sure why we have them. I could make an enclosure around it that has actual raptors in it that people can see. But we don't even have raptor DNA at all.
Please make sure that you listen carefully to any safety announcements or instructions from staff.
Alright, apparently we passed a Parasaurolophus back there, so...
Today, we invite the rest
There we
of
go.
the world to experience the wonder of Jurassic Park.
Hey kids, look, dinosaurs. And this time it's mostly safe, probably. And if you survive, you can buy a t-shirt.
There's a compliment in there somewhere.
We're not out of the jungle just yet.
Let's see how the park gets along, John.
And at the first sign of trouble,
I know. Remember, I've encouraged your skepticism.
And seeing people eaten by prehistoric creatures pretty much solidified it.
And now you know why I keep young Cabot around. Speaking of which, have any of you esteemed doctors laid eyes on my intern recently?
You'd think this is something he wouldn't want to miss.
Yes. Yes, you would.
Oh, maybe he's off sabotaging
so
the park.
going to take care of his tasks then?
He's basically pulling a Nedry right now. Yeah, so their social size is fairly large. You need at least 4, and up to 23. I would love to see a herd of 23 of these, but that would take so long just to incubate them. Also, it seems that one of the Triceratops has wandered off, so that's why we got that one early. I mean, that's one way to keep their population from being too high. If they get far enough apart, it doesn't matter anymore. Also, I didn't realize it, but they actually don't need anyone else. They can be their own man. God damn. Myosaurs. Really need some more DNA for them. Which we did get more DNA while we were on the tour. Getting some more Gallimimus. Alright. So yeah, let's get our Myosaur up a little bit. Because we're going to need to make more of them, so we might as well get some better DNA. Also, we got something new. Corythosaur, Parasaurolophus, Corythosaur, Ankylosaur, Stegosaur, Brachiosaur, Stegosaur, Patasaur. Get some Patasaurs going. It seems like we just start with 40% of all DNA, except for the Brachiosaur. So where did we get Myosaur DNA? I don't remember what part of the world that their fossils come from. Pretty sure it's North America. Yeah, there we go. Egg Mountain. I just noticed that... Oh, there it is. I was gonna say, we don't have any of the Alberta Canadian dig sites in here, but here they are. Thought they were a little further over. And yet, no Albertosaur available right now. We didn't get a third dig team, did we? Okay, so now we can open the park to the public. Maybe then the tours will actually be filled with people who are not just staff. You know, just the staff riding the tour all night. I guess I don't want to put the feeder on there because then dinosaurs will start crossing the track. A little bit of that. Some water here without... Thankfully, it doesn't just make a giant crater. You know, it doesn't insist that water has to be really low. Maybe lower the terrain a little bit up here. So there's not such a hill. What is it not letting me move right? Is it just because of the... Okay, yeah. Just because the vehicles were in that spot. Yeah, there's kind of a hill in the way. Unfortunately, the trees also don't want to go down. Smooth this out a little bit so it's not so lumpy. What does this one do? Smooth. Okay, smooth versus flatten. So smooth is actually better treatment here. Get all that DNA flowing. So let's open the park, and oh, hold on. Garden park blocked. What does that mean? I don't know what I should clear out to fix that. Isn't this the garden park? Back here? No, that's the entrance. Well, I guess let's just delete some trees. Is that the garden park back there? Some of these trees are attached and some of them are not. Alright, I guess I cleared it because it's not saying that anymore. I don't even know where the garden park is. So we want to go to the arrival helipad. Or not. I don't actually know where the open... Oh, there it is.
Ground crew, stand by for helicopter arrival.
So now we have to start building stuff to keep the crowds happy. Which shouldn't be hard because most of the park is enclosed in a small space. Alright, where are those Myosaurs going? I'm going back here.
Ladies and gentlemen, in response to the adverse weather, please take cover until the conditions have passed.
Okay, so now we're getting missions from Grant, and I assume the other... Yeah, now we have 3 departments. Grant, Sattler, and Hammond. Malcolm does not have his own department, he's just there to complain. I don't think I'll ever be able to really comprehend the work we do here, recreating animals that called this planet home long before we ever did. Well, It's time to do it again. Incubate and release a dinosaur in the hatchery. Grant just wants to see dinosaurs. He doesn't care which ones. We have some new research available. Okay, so now we have some species from our various DLCs. What else we have? We have all kinds of cosmetics. I think this is just most of the general DLC and skins from the base game. Extended feeders, those would be helpful. Bathroom. Okay, so that's an actual bathroom, not a pretend bathroom. I'm not sure why there has to be two. We can get the other two hatchery upgrades, but we can't get the increased capacity, which is a little annoying considering we basically only have one hatchery. But I think I could buy some more... I could buy some more arrival helipads, and that way we'd have more people coming in and more dinosaurs incubatable. So we're kind of getting a lot of stuff going now. I don't know when we're going to get compies, though. That's what I'm waiting on. But I guess first we got to make a functional park. All right, do we have an emergency bunker already? I think we built one when we first got here. So I guess I can delete this little tiny bathroom. And storm defense station. I don't think we have one of those yet either. So I'm going to kind of place one of those just next to the ranger station. Or I guess that's the arrival helipad. Yeah, we'll kind of put it here so it's not directly in the way, but it is functional. Give the helipad a nice wide berth so the power lines aren't blocking it. Actually, we could just kind of do this. I know that's going to depower everything. Just move in the substate. Well, actually, delete that. Suddenly everything's going to be broken because of this. So I put the substation here. Solve our power problems. Oh, but now the visitor station is out of range. Well, I'm going to put another substation kind of up here for all the stuff we want to build here.
Stand by for helicopter arrival.
Alright. So that just leaves the storm defense, which needs a path. I feel like being a maintenance building, it should have a less fancy path to dissuade people from taking it. Like, don't go down there. There's nothing interesting on that path. Alright. So now we need to get our ratings up. Oh, he wants a small herbivore, so he is a little specific. Well, how are we doing over here? Got more DNA about to come in. So yeah, I don't know if those ones I downloaded are going to show up in here. I don't think they are because I think the list is restricted. It doesn't just have everything available. I mean, as we saw, it doesn't even let me get all of the DLC ones. get those quarries. Get some more research going. Might as well get the other dinosaurs that are available to us right now. Get a baryonyx, but only if Grant is happy. I guess he'll have to grant us access. Eucephalus, Metrocanthosaurus, Pteranodon, Isla Nublar Mission 6. Okay, so we know when we're going to get to see that. And Copy is also Mission 6, so I guess that's just like the new species exhibit mission. Tyrannosaurus, can't get. Velociraptor, can't get. And of course, they're both their classic skins. That's Mission 7, which I guess is the big carnivore mission. Alright. So, guess we're going to wrap up shortly, but let's start out with this guest stuff. So we need a hotel. Which should probably be near the visitor center, because that's what you want to be near if you're going to be staying here. You want to have easy access to the visitor center. Then across from that, you get hungry easy. Do you want to grab a bite to eat before you start your adventure? Trying to make the best use of the space here. I think that kind of looks better like that.
The hotel capacity of the island.
Oh, that's why it looks weird, because this is actually cheap path that they're walking on. Cabot has his own department that's not listed at the bottom there, but it increases our reputation with Hammond. Alright, well, I was going to build a bathroom anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, head over to our new shop for your food or entertainment needs.
Yeah, I think we can replace all these paths with nice paths. Well, here's where we're going to have to put a bunch of, bathrooms and stuff. People lining up for the tour. Ranger can be normal path. That can be normal path. That can be normal path. Just anything that isn't important. Wonder how many of these Jeeps are getting knocked over by the fucking Dilophosaurs hanging out.
Responding to resupply request.
They haven't said anything about vehicle attacks since the first time, so maybe it won't be a problem. Alright. You think the hotel has bathrooms of its own? Because I bet they're still going to want bathrooms nearby. I don't know what's obstructing this. I think there's a weird little hill there. It's also weird that the geothermal plant doesn't have a substation of its own built in.
Ladies and gentlemen, a new
You blew up that contract like
has been
dynamite.
for your comfort and
Get it?
convenience.
So we're kind of back to normal Jurassic World evolution gameplay now, with the contracts popping up and everything. Though I wonder if we have to pick a favorite. Oh, we can't even build a gift shop. We have to research it first. So it seems like there's not multiple options for each one. You know, you don't have one that's like more shopping with only a little bit of food. Look, man, it's a long tour. You're gonna have to take a leak when you get off. And also, you can get your Jurassic souvenirs from the tour. I survived the Jurassic tour on its first day. I survived the Jurassic Tour beta test.
Ladies and gentlemen, a new toilet facility has been added for your comfort and convenience.
Do I have to curve this? I was going to connect these. Just like a little straight line. Kinda looks nicer. Or at least it would if I could put some bushes or something here. Those will look better at night. Right now, they don't really look like anything. I mean, the sign would be better if it actually pointed the right way. Oh, there we go. Is that actually pointing the right way? It is. Alright, visitor center is that way. I just wish I could put out some, like, tables or something between these. You know, like picnic tables. Or a bench. There. Let them know what they're going to see on what leg of the tour, because it's a long-ass tour. So yeah, it's nice that we have this stuff now. I just wish that we actually got this stuff at launch, and the DLC expanded from there instead of adding it at all. Now, is there a tree small enough to fit in here? Because they seem to just get larger as you go. You really need some, like, bushes or something. Why are these so big underground? Yeah, I was hoping I could kind of, like, frame the area a little bit. Problem is I can't get close enough, so it looks a little weird. Like how I've gotten completely sidetracked from what I was actually doing, and now I'm just trying to decorate. There was like one spot it worked here. Don't want it to be perfectly symmetrical, though, because that's not very natural. All right. Oh, that's not powered. I was like, why is that not going up?
Myself, but Mr. Hammond needs me in other places to do other things. So
God,
lucky
it
for
sucks.
you, this contract is yours to take.
Like, he sucked before, too, but now he's, like, plucky and sucky. Alright, I don't want this to be in the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, head over to our new shop for your food or entertainment needs.
But yeah, we should wrap up the episode now. And next time, I think is going to be pretty promising, because that's when we should get our pteranodons and our compies. But for now, just drop a few of these down, and next time we should be able to start with something fun. But I think that was a better episode than the previous one. We got a bit more done. We got to see the tour vehicles, so I have hopes for the rest of this playthrough of Return to Jurassic Park.
Incoming storm.
You knocked that one right out of the park.
The Jurassic Park.
Ladies and gentlemen, our weather forecast has been updated. Storm warning level has been raised.
But yeah, as much as this game is just a lot of waiting and still a lot of tedium, I don't hate it, you know? I wouldn't be 31 episodes in and still doing more if I hated it. I just am disappointed that it's not more. Though I have considered doing at least a partial playthrough of their next game, which has a lot of things this game does not, which is Planet Zoo. I've heard a lot of good things about it. And, you know, it does appeal to me. I do like animal park builders. But we'll see. Until next time, I've been Shadefire. This is Jurassic World Evolution, Return to Jurassic Park, and thank you for joining me once again. Take care.